The expectation is, I believe that over 10 million tons can be handled by alternative routes, but the question is, who will be buying this grain? Because at the end of the day, the final buyer need to pay for logistics as well. Comparing if you compare our grain, the price for the grain, and you can, let's say you take the Russian one, Russia does not have logistics problems, and they don't need to include the freight of moving grain to foreign countries, foreign ports. So the extra logistics makes the grain very expensive. Grain is being handled by Germany and by German ports and by Italian ports, various ports. But again, at the end of the day, our key markets might not be able to cover these expenses, and they will just refuse buying grain from Ukraine.
Can we just quickly so the main buyers right now? I mean, so it's China, I think, is the biggest. Like, what are the other ones?
Egypt.
Right.
It's one of the biggest. Right now, during the war, market is changing. Turkey is buying a lot of Ukrainian grain. However, what they do, they resell it. Next one is Saudi Arabia, right? And in general, Middle East region, very important for Ukrainian grain, and it's our key market. And then European Union as well is buying our grain a lot, again, because of logistics problems. Prior to the war, European Union wasn't our major destination, but now it does. It is. So let's say China, right? If we talk about wheat, China is still buying a lot of Ukrainian wheat. However, Ukraine is one of the top producers of corn. And what happens right now, Ukrainian corn is being replaced by Brazilian one, which is produced and shipped to China. So again, unfortunately, Ukraine is losing its positions on the grain market, again, because of the war, because of logistics problems, and because of the grain deal is ended.
Okay, when you crunch these numbers, like what kind of price increase through these different logistics would we be talking?
Sometimes, so if you take just the price of 1 ton of grain, the price increased significantly, mainly from 10 to 25% at least, depending on the commodity, right? It could be wheat, grain, it could be other niche grains, but the price of logistics and the price of freight is very, very high. And also, as far as I know, very large bulk carriers, we're not able to call Odessa ports, again, because of insurance rates, and those companies were refusing to cover the risks. So again, if you use smaller boats, you eventually you're paying more for logistics. The bigger boat, the less you pay for logistics. And logistics right now is a big problem for Ukraine. And again, Russia is trying to cut off Ukraine from the Black Sea completely.